Robbie, what's on your radar?
So on Monday, I received a rather curious notification on Facebook. A friend alerted me that when she tried to share a recent article of mine, the social media site automatically blurred the accompanying image, replacing it with the ominous declaration that the link contained false information checked by independent fact-checkers. It looked like this. The article in question was this one: the study that convinced the CDC to support mask mandates in schools is junk science. Attempting to share the article on Facebook prompted a warning message to appear. This message redirected to an article by Science Feedback, an official Facebook fact-checking organization, which asserted that masking can help limit transmission of SARS-CoV-2 in schools, and it was false to say that there was no science behind masks on kids. Since I'd never made that claim, it was odd to see it fact-checked. Indeed, the purveyor of false information here was Science Feedback, which had given people the erroneous impression that my article said something other than what I had actually written. The source for the article was a recent piece from The Atlantic's David Zweig. My claims were not really unique at all. Rather, I had just summarized impressive original research performed by him that demonstrated that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had relied on a flawed study to conclude the schools were benefiting from mask mandates. According to The Atlantic, the study in question, which was conducted in Arizona, had all sorts of problems. Researchers did not verify that the schools who comprised the data set were even open during the time period in question. They ignored important factors like varying vaccination rates, and they counted outbreaks instead of cases. The study's subsequent finding that schools without mask mandates had far worse COVID-19 outcomes than schools with mask mandates should not have been so readily believed by the nation's top pandemic policymakers. That's it. Neither the Atlantic article nor my article makes the claim that masks don't work on kids at all or that masks fail to limit transmission in schools. Both addressed a single study that concerned mask mandates. Intriguingly, the Atlantic article did not receive the same false information label. When I attempted to share it on Facebook, I received no warning. My Reason article, on the other hand, generated the following disclaimer from the social media site. Pages and websites that repeatedly publish or share false news will see their overall distribution reduced and be restricted in other ways. So Facebook relies on more than 80 third-party organizations to perform fact-checking functions for the site. These were chosen by the company to serve in those roles. They do not have the power to remove content, but once they've reviewed a post and rated it as false, the social media site will automatically deprioritize it so that fewer users will encounter it at random in their news feeds. This gives the fact-checkers considerably more power than they would have otherwise. They also handle the appeals internally. Their decisions can be controversial. John Stossel, host of Stossel TV, contributor for Reason, a friend of mine, has accused Facebook fact-checkers of stifling open debate. Stossel has also landed himself on the wrong side of false information labels. Climate Feedback, a subgroup within Science Feedback, the group that fact-checked me wrongly, labeled two of his climate change-related videos as misleading and partly false. Stossel's situation is similar to mine in that the fact-checker attributed to him a claim, forest fires are caused by poor management, not by climate change in this case, that his video never actually made. In my video arguing that government mismanagement fueled California's wildfires, I acknowledged that climate change played a role, Stossel explained in a subsequent video, summarizing his side of the dispute.
After both reviewers admitted that Climate Feedback hadn't even shown them my video, Climate Feedback's editor finally responded to our emails, but they still wouldn't change their smear. Now, I've worked at NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox. All would have fired me if I'd falsely attributed a quote. Yet Facebook won't even remove the quote.
Now, I've had better luck than Stossel. I contacted both Facebook and Science Feedback seeking clarification and correction. On Tuesday, Science Feedback admitted that they had flagged my article erroneously and that they would remove the false information label. We have taken another look at the Reason article and confirmed that the rating was applied in error to this article, they wrote. The flag has been removed and we apologize for the mistake. Stossel, it should be noted, is currently suing Facebook, Science Feedback, and Climate Feedback. He acknowledges that a private company has the right to ban, take down, or deprioritize content as it sees fit. Moreover, different individuals and organizations can disagree about basic factual questions like the science of climate change. But he says that in attributing to him a direct quotation that he never uttered, the fact-checkers committed defamation.
His censorship is bad. It's legal. Facebook can legally ban subjects or people, but it does not have a legal right to knowingly lie about what I say. That's defamation, and they need to stop. I hope my lawsuit will make them think twice about doing it again to me or anyone else.
So this is a fairly complicated issue because social media companies and other websites are typically immune from defamation lawsuits aimed at the speech of other actors on the platforms under a federal statute known as Section 230, which we've talked about on the show a lot. This statute does not treat all speech that occurs on Facebook as Facebook speech. One user can sue another user for libel, but they generally can't sue Facebook. There's an exception, of course, for the company's own speech. It would be possible to sue Facebook over a press release or online statement made by an employee of Facebook. Facebook has claimed that its third-party fact-checkers are independent and distinct, though the company has acknowledged that it does pay them. There are many Republicans and Democrats who want to scrap Section 230 entirely. President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, Senator Josh Hawley, Senator Elizabeth Warren have all denounced the statute's protections for big tech companies. Getting rid of Section 230 wouldn't solve this problem, the problem of overly aggressive fact-checking and content moderation, though. On the contrary, I think it could make it worse. The more liability Facebook is subjected to, the less permissive it is likely to be. But that doesn't mean the status quo is particularly satisfying. It's good that the fact-checkers reverse course in my case, but needless to say, Facebook should revisit its formal contractual relationship with an organization that routinely misquotes the people it scrutinizes.